Hello and welcome again to Management Snippets. This time over, we are continuing our journey on the corporate strategy, and we are touching upon the subject called CEO Imposter Syndrome, which was first coined in 1978 in a research paper, research article, in fact, written by Pauline and Suzanne on high achieving women. So this imposter syndrome, which is, later on it was called CEO imposter syndrome by famous Jack Welch and people like that. This was studied in detail. So we'll touch upon this subject. Let me just give you a background. See, we all heard about a company called Toys R Us, right? So it makes, it's a shop for toys, and it, I believe, is manufacturing toys also. It is, I believe, one of the world leaders in toys, uh, and they make a lot of toy cars. So imagine one day the CEO of Toys R Us, thinks of competing with the three German sisters, that is Mercedes, BMW, and Audi, and put up a car manufacturing plant and get into the car market. And he suddenly thinks that I'm a market leader when it comes to toy cars. Why not get into the main car market and beat these German companies in the market? So just imagine this case. It may look funny, and but something similar has happened, and many such incidents have happened. This is something called the CEO imposter syndrome, wherein the CEO, or in fact, it can happen to anybody, thinks that he's not doing things the way as the thing people are expecting him to do, though he might be actually doing a very good job. But suppose if somebody joins at the top of uh, as a CEO of a company, and then he wants to prove his, he wants to prove to the people and his management that he has done something different, though the company will be doing well. There's nothing, no more. It's like a ship. Suddenly, on midway, the captain of the ship falls ill, and he had to be airlifted, and somebody else takes over of as the captain, and the ship was going smooth. Nothing much, the new captain to do something different. But for the sake of just because he has joined as a new captain, he has to do something different. Changes the speed, changes the direction, and then suddenly something happens to the ship. So this is something similar to the CEO imposter syndrome when a CEO joins the company and then suddenly he wants to do something different, and then without understanding the whole thing, just because for the sake of doing something different, he does you know something different and then ends up in trouble. And taking something similar experience as once, I understand it was a baby boiler manufacturer in India. They used to make small boilers, industrial boilers, and all. And then in the early 2000 or late 2000 and 2007, 2008, the Indian government of India under Mr. Manmohan Singh, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, he had big uh, plans for the power sector, for the coal power plants. So he had big plans to create big mammoth power plants. And these mammoth power plants needed boilers as well as turbines, all these things. And suddenly, uh, this uh, this manufacturer of these baby boilers, they saw this market is taking up in a huge way because of most of the multinationals, big companies of India, as well as international companies have got into the fray. And suddenly, this person also wanted to get into the, to get into the market. And uh, they put up a big factory spending. It was not a big company. It was just something like 4,000 crore company. And then they put a factory worth some 800, 900 crores. And the funny part of it is, at the time, this is not a product which is, it's a huge mammoth boiler which goes into a mammoth power plant. And it is not a product anymore, unlike the baby boiler or the industrial boiler, which is a product and the customers buy it as a product. But in this case, it is a project job, and then customers don't, buy only a boiler. They buy a power plant. They buy a package, inclusive of, the boilers, turbines, all these things put together. So this was not thought about by this company. And when the after having put up the factory, putting up so much of money, they understood that customers don't buy boilers directly. It is, and they do not have any partner for bidding for such projects, because you need, either boiler manufacturer has to have a turbine or other paraphernalia manufacturers to join hands with, so that they can bid as a team, or if they want to be the lead bidder, they want parties who manufacture these things to support them, or they should be joining fray with, joining the board with another lead bidder who will be, sourcing the boiler from them. So none of this was happening, and then this company was left in the soup, and then there was huge investment. So this kind of things happen because of the CEO imposter syndrome, and many such, you must have heard about, big companies changing their. There was a tiff between the chairperson and the CEO altogether because of such CEO imposter syndromes, wherein new people start taking drastic decisions, and then it goes against the company philosophies. So all these things we have seen in India as well as abroad. And then this is what I mean by CEO imposter syndrome, which is dangerous because uh, a newly joined CEO may not be understanding the whole picture. He may not be understanding the culture of the company, the philosophy of the company, philosophy of the group. And then for the sake of some short-term benefits, he may, take some hasty decisions which will go against the company philosophy. And this is what is called the single versus syndrome. So that's what we were. This was about this episode. The punchline about the CEO investor syndrome, and then should not be taking any hasty decisions, whoever it is. It may not be necessarily a CEO. For every which is applicable for everyone. Nobody should take a hasty decision just, just because for the sake of proving their point, or trying to make a difference. There is no need to make a difference in such a short time. You spend time, invest time, understand the things, and then start making a difference. So then it makes sense. Thank you so much.